This Saturday, Canelo versus Bivol.
That is going to be a great fight. I mean, we were expecting it, but I think after watching the Katie Taylor versus Serrano fight, I'm expecting this to be a, I don't know.
It's gonna be a unique fight.
Do you think it's gonna beat that? We're gonna see like a toe-to-toe action in this fight.
No, I don't think so.
Is it gonna be as exciting as Serrano versus Taylor? Be honest.
It might be.
Have you on the edge of your seat?
Maybe, because Canelo will be knocking him out, I think, like that. Yeah, because I think
so. You see,
Bivol's a good fighter and everything, but I don't think it's the time for him to be fighting for a champion like Canelo right now. He has a lot of things going against him that are people showing. For one thing, he's Russian. Okay?
Yeah, and with all that's going on right now with, Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, he can't go in with his flag, and he can't get his national anthem.
Yeah.
Okay? And we don't know how many family members he might have fighting and everything like that. He's here where it's safe, where no bombs, no nothing, and nothing's going on. And he's been here living in the United States for a while now.
Nothing compared to Ukraine, like you're saying, yeah.
So who knows if maybe that's behind his head like the other fighters, like the Ukrainian fighters.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past that because, of course, it's something that, he has to deal with.
And he's going to have the world against him for that reason.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So Canelo winning this fight, I think in some people's eyes, and maybe if you don't see it as just boxing, they might see it as something bigger like defeating Russia.
Yeah, but the problem is that the only thing right now, these guys are athletes. They're nothing to do with politics.
Yeah, but
he's a human being too, If he's been here all his life, what happens if, let's say, he was born and raised here, but yet he has Russian backgrounds?
I don't know. It might be a little different,
like
but
Oscar de la Hoya, he was born and raised here, but he always showed the Mexican flag and everything like that.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, this is a different story. This is a current event, and it's tied into what's going on right now. So
to me, the greatest champions were the Ukrainian champions. So
Klitschko's.
Yeah, all the love for them. Klitschko's great fighters.
So I mean, focusing on this though, it's understandable why they're not allowing the national anthem and the flag. Of course, I mean, to him, yes, he was just born in Russia, representing Russia, but at this moment, it's not something.
In this moment, he's representing himself.
Yes.
He is a fighter, and he wants to go down in history as being one of the best fighters in the world.
And he has come out and said he's beaten everybody that he's fought and that he believes he can beat Canelo.
Yeah, I never know. That's a puncher's chance because he does hit hard too.
And right now, if we flip the script and we just think about Bivol and maybe what he's thinking about, not thinking about anything like current, the events going on, he could also be saying, I'm my own person. I have to fight for myself, and I have to prove to myself that I can do this. Basically, like having no one supporting him, just himself.
Well, and he has Kovalat always, in his corner too, teaching him what he learned from Canelo when he fought Canelo.
That's true. I mean, Bivol, like we said before, he's not the same as he once was, where he was just explosive, dominating. Exactly. We started to see a little decline within the past few years, but either way, we know what he's capable of. But will he bring it to Canelo? Will he go in there and,
He'll try to go in there to win this fight. He will go in there, I think, to win this fight.
Okay, well, then that's going to make for a great fight. If he has that mentality of like, I'm going to win, not like I'm scared, I'm fighting Canelo, we'll see if I can take this.
It doesn't look like he's scared. To me, in his little things, he does not look like he's scared. I think he's taking it stride. He might be underestimating Canelo, I think.
Oh, man, not good.
Yeah, I know, but I think because he's confident. He is a champion at that weight class.
You know what, though? If he's underestimating Canelo, then that's a total different outlook compared to like the other opponents that Canelo has faced.
He's bigger than him, so you could see that he's bigger.
There's been plenty of guys that are bigger than Canelo, and they don't have that mindset. So if Bivol goes in there with that mindset, it will give a different look in the ring.
The only thing I like about this time with the opponent against Canelo, he's not an old guy. He's not a guy that's been defeated. And this guy, people know him. Not like the other guys he chose from England that none of us had no idea who he was. We know Bivol, all right? We know Benavidez. And there's another B.
Betebiev? Betebiev?
Yeah, something like that. That's, out there calling him out too. You never know. All the 3 Bs are calling Canelo out. So these guys are the guys that are for real. So you never know. You never know.
We'll see how this fight turns out. Do not miss it, guys. It's going to be on DAZN. I'm expecting to see a great fight. So be sure to tune in. Yep. And who do you think? Do you think it's going to go to decision?
It might. I think it might. Because I've never seen Bivol ever get hurt. He got stunned by Joe Smith when he underestimated him towards the end. So You might not, Canelo hits.
Maybe
hard.
he learned from it.
Yeah, you learn not to take anybody too lightly. We'll see. I'm hoping it's a good fight. I hope Bivol comes in and does give him a fight of his, hot fight of his life that opens Canelo's eyes, saying, okay, wait a second. Now they're getting to be the best of the best. Now people could say, if he beats the 3 Bs, he's the best in the world at that.
Hey, that's a good point.
He is. He'll be the best in the world.
But
he'll go down in history of being the best in the world.
Just like, the adversity or just what Valdez is facing right now with the enhancement use. Will that clear the enhancement use for Canelo in your head?
If he beats these 3 fighters, yeah. Because now they'll be testing in Vegas.
Okay.
If he'll be the best in the world. He'll go down in history, but he'll have that little asterisk always because
Yeah, exactly.
Compared to Muhammad Ali, Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas the Hitman Hurts, Julio Cesar Chavez, Finito Lopez, Mantequilla Nápoles, none of those guys had enhancements.
Yeah,
right? None of them. So they'll always be remembered as the best. Canelo could be the best,
but like you said,
always have that asterisk on him. That he tested positive when he fought Triple G.
Let us know if you guys agree. Do you guys believe that? Or did you guys already say bygones be bygones? You already brushed it.
Do you guys think that he needs to beat the 3 Bs, like I said?
Betebiev.
Yeah, I can't pronounce
Benavidez and Bivol.
I
like that.
You know what is so funny too? Joe Smith is going to fight.
That's clever.
Yeah, Joe Smith is going to be fighting. I guess because Joe Smith.
Betebiev.
He has a WBO. He's going to fight the other guy, and if he does, he'll have all the belts except for the one that Canelo and Bivol are fighting for. So that'd be a hell of a fight if Joe Smith or the other guy fight Canelo next to, find out undisputed at that weight class. That'd be, like I said, Canelo might be the world's best if he wins those 2 times. Imagine he's a unified champion right now.
Yeah.
At this weight class. Now he'll go up in weight and become the unified champion in 2 weight class. I don't see no other person that's ever done that. Hold all the belts on 1 weight and go up to another weight and held them again in a different weight. At all. I have not, no one.
I mean, he's looking to make history.
Tyson had to be, but there was no other weight other than heavyweight that didn't go that way. Lennox Lewis, all those guys, they all had it.
Let me ask you this, though. If Joe Smith Jr. wins, and then it's one of those where Joe Smith Jr. faces Canelo, do you think, because I've already said before that Canelo, it's like he has a perfect resume at the perfect timing.
Yeah.
Would that be the same case with Joe Smith Jr. if he faced him?
Yeah, I think Joe Smith Jr. deserves it because he's the guy that came from the dirt to something.
I mean, so did Canelo, but it's just different when it's like an American fighter, I would say. Like it's a real, true Cinderella story.
Yeah, he was a construction worker, part-time boxer, full-time construction worker because he couldn't afford it. Now, his union people helped him out when he was training. And he shocked the world. He retired, Bernard Hopkins out of the ring.
Yeah. And let me clarify, though. What I'm saying by the American fighter is that American fighters are typically seen as like being very privileged. They have a jump start, which technically...
Some do.
Some do. And technically it is seen as that when you have fighters that are coming out like Roberto Duran coming from Panama having nothing and fighting in the streets. But like I said, there's fighters here that have that same experience. It's just... Joe Smith Jr. is the Cinderella story. A hard-working labor man.
Blue-collar worker.
Goes into the ring, and he's not even going into the ring as in, like, I'm going to go and fight and drop my job and go do this. It's like, no, it's like he's working 2 jobs at the same time, but one requires so much. I mean, they both probably require sacrifice, but I mean, boxing requires so much dedication, the, diet, the weight, all that, while handling another job that's going to guarantee food on the table and not waiting for a fight date.
Yep, he was great. I'll give him that. He had to do all that.
So yes, like you said, he does deserve.
When he got on the map is when he fought Fonfara and knocked out Fonfara for the.
And when he fought Bernard Hopkins.
Oh yeah, but he had that belt. Bernard Hopkins thought he was a nobody that was going to take him.
But I think for a lot of other fans that only knew Bernard Hopkins' name.
Oh yeah. He put him on the map for that.
That's kind of the narrative with Joe Smith is like they know the opponent name really, or they're just like, oh, we'll just tune in. I don't know about this guy. And after that fight, they're like, Joe Smith.
He's a good fighter, but I don't know if he's going to beat Arthur. Arthur's a perfect fighter.
Yeah.
I believe Arthur's undefeated. hard puncher. Stopped every opponent he's faced. You know, he's not someone to take lightly.
And Joe Smith's been in some battles.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens on that one. It'll be coming out. I think it's coming up in June. That'll be a great fight. Now, that winner to fight Canelo or Bivol, that'd be some fight to watch.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
We'll
but you know what? I'm going to say right now, mark this guy's words. A-Rod without the paycheck. Yeah. If Canelo beats the triple Bs, Betebiev, Benavidez, and Bivol, then you will say credit to Canelo. One of the best.
And he'll have the belts at this light heavyweight weight class. He'll have one.
And like you said, kind of brushes off his.
If Joe Smith loses to Arthur and they go at it, or if Joe Smith wins, Canelo will make history as being an undisputed champion at I don't know if it's what weight class he has right now. I'm going to say super middleweight to light heavyweight. That'd be wow. I've never seen a fighter ever do that. Be undisputed in one weight class and go up in weight and be undisputed in the second class. That I remember, I haven't seen anybody. And I got to see the best. I got to see Ali. I got to see Buster Douglas knock Mike Tyson out. Chavez lose to Frankie Randall. I saw them, a majority of all of them. All the way to Pepino Cuevas versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
Well, first, we handle this Saturday. We see Canelo versus Bivol. Will he get past the first B on your triple B list?
That's one thing I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how Bivol comes in.
You said by decision.
Yeah, he'll win by decision, I believe.
Canelo.
Yes, I think. If it goes to decision, I think Bivol has a puncher's chance. Canelo's going up in weight. He might hit harder. We don't know how hard. You know, this Bivol we think hits hard because he's fought his opponents, but
Canelo's been working.
He could take a punch, but could he take a punch from a bigger man now? I know Canelo, when he's not fighting, he could go up in weight, but same thing as Bivol. When he's not fighting, he could come up as, a heavyweight.
It's true.
Because he is a big man. So we'll see what happens.
Tune in this Saturday on DAZN. Don't miss it.
Yeah, and I'll follow that. Canelo's trying to say, if he wants to be the best in the world and remembered, he will be remembered as the best in the world if he was to take 2 divisions.
Get ready. Fight.
Breaking news.
This is the guy that's going to give him the biggest fight.
And then guess what?
Fight.